The Eagles have some problems to solve, and we're running out of time. What's going on, folks? This is Coach Marks for Pro Fan Talk, and another bad performance by your Philadelphia Eagles. Went up to Seattle, had a game in hand, and they couldn't figure out how to seal the deal. Opposite of what we were doing the first half of the year, the tight games, the close games, we were figuring out a way to win. Resilience and all of those adjectives and keywords that Jalen Hurts and everybody was using to describe us. We just kept winning, and we just find a way to win. Tough, scrappy, all of that kind of stuff out the window, because it only matters what you're going to do in the playoffs, period. And right now we're not getting it done, period. So they got some problems to solve. They got some leaks to plug, and we're running out of time. Now we got 3 weeks. We got Arizona coming to town, and then we split with the Giants. And we do not have any easy outs. We do not have any layups. These games are going to be tough. You already know that Gannon is trying to get a little payback from all of the stuff that he took and all of the talk that the fandom gave him for not, blitzing. I bet you a lot of people wish we had that defense back now, but it is what it is. We in a new spot. We got new players and new coaches, and we got to do what we got to do. The problem is we have not been doing it. So we got some holes to fill. We got some leaks to plug. The main one being Bradberry. Should he be benched? If Nick Sirianni has got enough guts to replace the defensive coordinator the week of a game, I would think that he's got enough guts to sit down a player that just isn't, playing up to par. Teams are looking to attack James Bradberry. 3 times in a row, they attacked him on that last drive. And all of them, I believe, connected with the final one being the Njigba touchdown for the win. That was on Bradberry. I wasn't happy with the defense that they called, but it is what it is. Looks like he was running in oatmeal. He just doesn't move fast. Does he need to be benched? I don't know. Let's see if Sirianni will make that call. The young players came in and played well, but overall, the defense still has problems making tackles. Period. We still have problems making tackle, dropping our head. We make big hits, but we don't wrap up for nothing. And it's a shame. At this level, at this NFL level, we're making mistakes that you teach in year one football. Jalen Hurts is overlooking open receivers. In my opinion, he's trying to force the ball to AJ. AJ Brown would say different, but the film don't lie. He's overlooking checkdowns. He's overlooking short to mid crossing patterns. And it seems like he's trying to play a little bit of hero ball. We gave Josh Allen hell for doing the same thing. Jalen Hurts is no different because he's passing up opportunities where we can move the chains. There's been a couple of times in, 4 or 5 games where we don't need a big chunk of yardage. We need 3 to 5 yards, and we end up going deep. And it's like, let's just do something that'll move the chains. Our best play is that slant to A.J. Brown, in my opinion. Run that slant or run the slant to somebody else or get Dallas Goedert through the middle, whatever you got to do. But we don't need to go 30 yards deep to AJ down the left side. Move the chains. And it seems like we're still not using motion enough, and we still have no hot routes. I don't know what that is. That's an inefficient offense. Jalen Hurts says everybody needs to get more committed.
I've been talking about execution all year. Been on the same page. Everyone been on the same page, and we didn't execute. I don't think we were committed enough.
I didn't look too much into that. To me, that's just coach speak after a game at the press. Tired, sick, and you just start throwing out these words, and you trying to me, that's just like all of the other stuff he's saying about the standard and playing up to the standard and all of that kind of stuff. To me, that all goes in the same bag. I just think he could have chose a better word, but I honestly don't think he was thinking about it. And that doesn't rub me one way or the other. They've been talking about players need to hold themselves accountable and all that the same type of stuff that you hear from any team at any level when you go through a losing streak. They're making too much of it, in my opinion. It's a hot topic. It's something to talk about.
My thing is, when you talk about commitment, that's not something that showed up last week.
Because it sounds like he's throwing the team under the bus and this, that, and the other. And how could you say they're not committed? And you just now figuring out, and they going through all of this stuff in the media. And it's like, come on. When I saw it, I know exactly what he was saying. I know why he said it. I wish he would have chose a better word, but that I think he was throwing everybody under the bus. Not at all. He started with himself. I don't see anybody taking that personal. Jason Kelce still making mental mistakes, cost us a touchdown, moving the ball on the brotherly shove. And he didn't just move the ball. He moved the ball almost a full yard forward. And it was like, dude, what are you doing? But force a habit, and that might be just another one of those situations where he's been doing it so long and ain't nobody called him on it. Guess what? They called him on it. And you know what? He was in the wrong. Little things like that, and it cost us a touchdown. That's an opportunity to put 6 points on the board, and we screwed it up by one of our captains. You can't have that. Jalen Hurts he's like working at a bakery, all the turnovers he's making. It's crazy. I don't care if he's sick. I don't care what the reason is. Like, you can't have that. And he's been putting the ball on the ground and throwing picks way too much this year. Throw the ball away or hit your check down. Don't make it difficult on yourself. And for some reason, he's trying to play hero ball with it. He don't have to do that. That last drive, when we had the ball, all we had to do was get the ball across midfield and give Elliott a chance to kick it. Take us into overtime, man. And what does he do? He tries to go deep. And we had 2 timeouts. That's just not being aware of what's going on in the game. So that, to me, is all on Jalen Hurts. Last but not least is what they're going to do with Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson, we got to get some creativity. Now it's out there in the ethos that, you saw the thing, CMC on the Manning cast pretty much predicted one of our draw plays. And basically what it comes down to is people know what we're going to run. Orlovsky said it on TV.
When I watch this offense right now, specifically last night, I think of it the same way I did the Bills 5 weeks ago or the Steelers all season long. I kind of have an idea of what's coming.
We have no mix-up, no creativity in what we're trying to run. You don't have to run a bunch of different plays. You just got to mask it a little bit. Give some different looks, and we don't do that. We had another 3 deflections in the game. 2 of those, I believe, were screen passes because everybody knows what we're going to do. We are too predictable, and we don't try to change it up. So, for my money, the only thing Brian Johnson really needs to change is to add motion to our offense, and Jalen Hurts needs to check the ball down sometimes. It's that simple. Keep the chains moving. We run the ball, then we stop running. Jalen's trying to force the ball to AJ, and one of the guys for the Seahawks said as much.
I just had a good feeling of them going to go to number 11. AJ Brown's a real deal receiver, and honestly, watching him that entire play, I saw the double move and just took off.
So they already know what we're doing. All of our screen passes. Do you realize that Brian Johnson called an option play? We almost got Devontae Smith hurt on a stupid bubble screen again. Then we ran the bubble screen to the other side and almost got Dallas Goedert hurt again. Those plays don't work, and everybody knows when we're running it. Stop running it. We down to 3 weeks to get this thing cleaned up. Because once the playoffs start, everybody's on an even keel. Let's get it cleaned up. And we got this game against Arizona. So we better come up at home and put a good game plan together and put a good product on the field. Ain't no more excuses. Go Birds.